Now, how to understand which one is better and how to understand if your family members could apply the impotent regime rather than a high net worth individual is all about a tax simulation that we can provide here in ESENtaxa. We have this tax simulation service. You will see our contact in the description below the video. You can contact us at info@esentaxa.com, or you can basically book a 15-minute free consultation in which we can basically understand exactly which is the correct service that you might need. And we can also provide you a consultation in which we can tell you exactly what is the best strategy in long term, because this, for example, this regime stands for 15 years, this one for 5 plus an extension of other 5 years, this one can be forever. So there are a lot of to consider, but keep in mind that there are several flexible options that you can exploit and you're not immediately able to see whenever you read a simple statement from the Italian tax agencies that describes those regimes. So that's why here in ESENtaxa we really go through details and we understand all the possible combinations that you can exploit and you can benefit from. The fourth point is the cherry pick option. Okay? What does it mean? It means that with this regime, we said before that all your foreign income is excluded from the ordinary taxation. But except from those countries, except if you're receiving income from those countries, they are considered not cooperative jurisdiction with Italy or with European Union countries, because now Italy looked at the list of no cooperative jurisdiction that is in common with all the European country, European Commission list. So actually you have to exclude from your list of countries, because when you apply for this regime, you have a list of countries from which you're perceiving this income. You can basically say, I perceive by default income from all the countries in the world, so I don't want to exclude any country, but you have to, because if you are receiving income from one of those countries in this list that are blacklisted in terms of no cooperative jurisdiction, you basically are dismissed from this tax regime. So basically the Italian tax agency says this income coming from this blacklisted country deny the application of this regime. So you have to make sure to cherry pick the country that are blacklisted first, and make sure you're not receiving income from those countries. Otherwise, your regime will be not valid anymore, and you have to pay the ordinary taxation from your worldwide income. So this is very important. Now, what we do here in ESENtaxa, every year, we check the list of no cooperative jurisdiction, because this list can change every year. And with this regime, you have the option to exclude from this list all the country that becomes part of this list. So the high net worth individual tax regime allows you to exclude from the list of your jurisdiction, but cannot allow you to add extra jurisdiction. So here's the point. You have a list of jurisdiction, you remove those that are blacklisted, you remove those that basically can give you problem through the application for this regime, and in the following years, through the 15 years, we can check the upgrade of this list, and if there are other countries which belongs to this list, we have to make sure to exclude them also in the next year of the application of this high net worth individual regime. Another point, that the cherry pick option is also useful in case you want to exclude other jurisdiction, not because they belongs to blacklisted country or not cooperative jurisdiction, but because you have some income that you want to tax credit. So sometimes it could be useful to apply the ordinary RPF taxation from the income coming from abroad, because through this you can tax credit the taxes that you have already paid abroad, while using the 100,000 euro fee rate you cannot do this. So sometimes it also makes sense to check with some small simulations from which country you have a doubt, and we can help you to understand if some of those incomes maybe needs to be tax credit. And here again, the cherry pick option allows you to exclude from this tax regime the country through which you want to exploit the tax credit method. Fifth point, the last one, and this I think is one of the most interesting one, is the place of effective management whenever you are an administrator of a company that is running a business abroad and you become Italian fiscal resident or Italian tax resident. So is the place of effective management. Okay, here is a very important concept. The place of effective management is basically the place where you give input to your company. So imagine you are an entrepreneur, you have a company abroad that is running a business, whatever business, doesn't matter, it's just an ordinary as a general case of being a sole trader but owning a company, wherever is located. But you're Italian tax resident. And in a lot of countries in the world, there is a problem that the place of effective management, so the place from where you give the input to the company, from where you are actually managing the company, because you are the only one working in the company in most of the cases, is Italy. And then Italy might requalify, or works for all countries in the world, the country in which you are tax resident might requalify your foreign company as a local company, and you are obliged to pay back all what you didn't pay in this country, plus interest, fine, etc., etc. Now, with this tax regime, you have an exception to this place of effective management. So the Italian tax agency clarified that the place of effective management is now irrelevant for the application of this regime. What does it mean? It means that it's true that all your foreign income is excluded from taxation, which means consequently that you have to carry on your activity outside Italy, because otherwise it will be considered territorial income. But the default idea that automatically your company is considered Italian simply because you are an administrator from Italy is not anymore valid. So Italy cannot anymore qualify your foreign company as an Italian one simply because you are an Italian tax resident and you are the only administrator of the company. So you don't have anymore this risk. You don't have anymore the problem of dealing with the place of effective management at the eyes of Italian tax agency. It's the other way around. So the Italian tax agency has to prove and find a way to understand if you carry on your work from Italy or outside, which is very difficult to prove, especially if you have a company in a Schengen area. In addition to that, with this regime, a lot of people are not aware of even this point. You can ask the opinion about this place of effective management to the Italian tax agency itself, because this regime allows you, it's written in the law, allows you to have an advance tax ruling. You can ask in advance to the Italian tax agency if this regime works for you. You can ask to the Italian tax agency the previous points that you want to check, and also, for example, the list of the country in blacklisted countries. You can also check if your income is coming from the right jurisdiction, and you can also ask if your foreign company managed from Italy fall or not in the place of effective management, because maybe your business has some substance behind it, then this is not even relevant for a requalification. Or if it's just about an online business, where effectively what it's really your business is only you as a person, and then it might be more difficult to prove that you're really running your business abroad. But everything can be checked in advance with the Italian tax agency. So the Italian tax agency, through the advanced tax ruling, allows you to ask questions, ask clarification with a precise procedure, and thanks to this, you will receive an answer that bind them with this kind of situation. So if you stick to the situation that you have described to the Italian tax agency, they cannot chase you in the future. They cannot ask you any audit for the longest 15 years. Okay? So basically they say, you tell me how you want to apply this regime. We're going to tell you if everything is fine, so if you can apply this regime correctly, if your description makes sense and matches with what we have said in the law, and if everything is fine, and we give you back the answer, which is done in 90 days. You can also ask this regime before to move to Italy. It's not something that you have to first register in Italy, have your residency and ask for this. No, you can also do it before moving to Italy. So you can have the advanced tax ruling request through email, but we can also provide you this service. So there is a precise document to write, a precise template, a precise checklist to fill up, and we can help you and assist you to also give to the Italian tax agency the advanced tax ruling form. And thanks to this system, we are bound for 15 years and we are safe from any kind of check, any kind of audit. So these are the 5 secrets about the high net worth individual flat tax for new resident in Italy. If you want to know more about this specific regime, if you are a high net worth individual and you feel and you think you belongs to this category, please let us know. In the description below this video, you will have our contact info@ESENtaxa.com. And please, if you like this kind of content and if you're interested in Italian tax system, but also in the taxation systems in other jurisdictions in Europe, just follow us here in ESENtaxa, subscribe the channel, notification bell, and like button. And see you to the next video. Thanks.